Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Hope you guys have been enjoying the content on the channel as of late. Excuse me if my voice sounds a little off. I literally just woke up, so excuse me if my thoughts come out a little fuzzy, whatever. They are. I have read articles and stuff, and I've done, for my thoughts. So it's not like that I'm hey, just turn on the camera. I have taken my time to form my thoughts. Um, and I didn't need that long in order to form my own ideas. Um, but yeah, I had a video planned for today, but I'm actually gonna push that video to Friday. So just if you guys notice a video pop up on Friday that seems a little not dated, but seems like something that could have been pushed out a little bit earlier, just know that it was because I wanted to do this video first before that video gets released. Um, but yeah, so let's get into this quite interesting topic. So we talked about TIFF on this channel before, very recently actually, and we talked about how Sparta was removed, and talking a lot about the distinctions between artistic expression and just reality in general, and how those two should be made separate. This is a interesting case where I can't really do that. I have to address reality and the artistic expression, and how like we'll get into it. But so basically what happened at TIFF just now is there's a film. I don't know if it's a short film or a feature film, I don't even know, but it's a film called The People's Joker, I think. I could be wrong. And it stars a queer Joker, drag, I don't know, and they're doing a comedy set, and the movie is set in the Batman universe. So the Joker that we were watching is the same Joker that would confront Batman at some point. And it had its premiere at TIFF, and then it immediately got pulled from the festival a day after it premiered due to rights issues, as they are calling it, which is basically their nice way of saying that, oh shit, we don't actually have the rights to Batman, and we can't actually say the word Joker in our movie, so yeah, we actually got to pull this rather quickly, because we're going to get into a lot of legal trouble. So they pulled the movie, and funny enough, the movie has actually been represented by UTA, so this movie has like legitimate stuff going for it. And it boils down to one specific thing, which we'll get into quickly here, but the filmmakers have been on Twitter, and they're, saying that the movie will eventually be released in some capacity whatsoever, probably online. But this is a situation where the art is not being represented. It is the people that are being represented, and that's why this movie was accepted in the first place. It has nothing to do with the art. It has nothing to do with the actual quality of said film. This is absolutely 100% has to do with the fact that this is a queer-based movie. It has like drag or transgender people in it, whatever the case may be. LGBTQ representation. That's basically that's the reason why this movie was put into the festivals, or the reason why TIFF it's alone accepted it. It has nothing to do with the quality, and that's the bigger issue to address in regards to art, and in regards to also how like giving certain movies a pass. Like we don't get to do that, because of certain representations. That's creating a bias, and that's creating a certain ignorance in your mind, Um, and TIFF knew full-heartedly what happens if they put that movie out in their festival. They knew the legality. They knew that they're basically putting out something illegal that they had no right to put in their festival. Um, but like, it's purely from because the movie has LGBTQ representation. That's purely why the movie's in there, because they wanted to probably fill that void that the festival, you know, had, and they've had the People's Joker in there. And also because probably the movie had representation. That's probably why they thought that they were safe, because the movie had representation from UTA. Which, again, is just the same thing that I said in regards to TIFF's mindset. UTA probably represents them because of the LGBTQ representation. It has nothing to do with the quality of the film. It has everything to do with what's in the movie, who probably made the movie, and so forth, you know? So, like I said in a previous video, I'm trying to remember what it was, but I made an analogy about, you know, like, having, oh, it's actually in the video that's going to come out on Friday. I made a point about short films, you know, like, where you see something online for that 1 week, and it catches fire everywhere. You know, that one movie that everyone just talks about, like, oh my gosh, did you see that one horror film, or that one thing? It's, like, super crazy. This is what the People's Joker is. It is something that you see online catch fire, and people talk about it briefly, and then they move on. It is not something that you actually put into festivals. This is not something that people are going to generally care about. And everybody from UTA, the TIFF, like, everybody knew that this was, like, first off, from a legal standpoint, it is a terrible thing to represent, because you have no rights to Batman characters. You can't say the words Joker or Batman. You can't even look like Joker and all that. This is basically like a fan film. And in fan films, it's really, really, you know, really difficult to make, because, you know, you're running the risk of getting into legal trouble with that company, depending on, you know, all sorts of things, you know. But to this scale, you know, the fact that UTA and all this stuff, like, I'm surprised that it got this far, but at the same time I'm not, because of the representation, because of the LGBTQ type stuff that's in the movie. But, like, I'm very curious as to why this movie, how it got this far, and why TIFF thought it was appropriate, because this is completely inappropriate from a legal standpoint, and also, like I said, what person was going to go see this movie? This is just some regular-ass student short film, from what it looks like. It doesn't look like it has anything of quality, and I'm not attacking the filmmaker, but I'm, like they have to know that their movie was accepted purely based on that alone. There has nothing to do with quality. It's insane. It's insane. Like, I don't know what TIFF was thinking. Like, they knew what would happen if they premiered that movie, if they put it out in their festival. Like, they knew. It's just, like, I hate when movies get a pass because of the representation or the subject matter in the story. It doesn't matter. What matters is having, for one, good representation of good movies, you know? Don't, like my first short film has Batman characters in it. Are you going to throw that movie into festivals just because there's Batman in it? Just because it'll get good headlines? Because that's also why TIFF put it out, is because this will generate headlines. This will generate more buzz for their festival. Like, it's just, And again, just to be clear, I am not um, transphobic or whatever. Like that's not my point. The point that I'm making is that this film had no right to be at the festival purely from a legal standpoint, and also this is politically driven. Absolutely, like there's no artistic merit or expression or reasoning behind putting that movie into TIFF. There was no reason behind it. It was purely because there was queer, drag, trans, whatever was in it, LGBTQ type representation. That's why it was put into TIFF. That's the only reason that it got all this representation from UTA to all the way down to TIFF. That's the only reason why the movie um, is there. That's it. And also because of the way the movie portrays these representations through a Joker-like setting, through the DC universe and stuff like that. Like, that's why, it's because it was being shown through a kind of sort of unique lens. Um, just, yeah, TIFF, you don't get to bend the rules. You don't get to bend the rules just because of LGBTQ people or anybody else. It has to be, first off, like, it has to be a movie that you can actually show, and two, it has to be a movie that people will actually come to see, because no one was going to go see that movie. Nobody was going to see that movie. That's just the reality. So, and that's not an attack on the community. That is just being upfront. Like, I would never see that movie. If I saw it on the catalog, I would think, like, why is that movie here? I mean, like, it doesn't look good at all. It looks fairly cheap. It looks like something, again, that you see online for like a week, and then it's just gone. So also from a creative standpoint, it's not really that crazy. I mean, just because, you're also misrepresenting Joker, because Joker is not a queer character. So I get why. Like, there's so many things you can take from it, from just what the movie is, and then just why the movie is put in the festivals and why it got representation. Like, it boils all down to politics, and it's just it's sad that that we have people like TIFF that will just let their politics get in the way of selecting good movies for their festival, and making snap judgments like this. So yeah, TIFF next year, like, focus on good movies. Focus on good movies that, one, you can show that won't get you in any legal trouble, and two, actually look like good movies. Because I'm sorry, you can look at a frame of this and you could just go, yeah, I am not going to watch that. Because that just looks very cheap, and that just looks, just like very disposable. It looks like something that you could make in like a week. It doesn't look like something that was carefully crafted. Looks like it was given like maybe a week or two to do. So, and again, I'm judging it based on images. I have not seen any footage from the movie, so maybe if I see footage from it, maybe I might change my mind. But even if I see footage from it, I still don't want to see it, because the idea just sounds just lazy to me. It doesn't sound that inventive, okay? It just doesn't, because it misrepresents what Joker is. Joker is not a queer character. It's just not. That's not Joker, okay? So, and again, before you all jump on me, I have nothing against queer people, nothing like that. It's just that I'm speaking about from a creative standpoint, from the filmmaking standpoint, and from the festival standpoint. Like, all of this is politically motivated, and that should not be in any factor of the in terms of getting, in terms of having what is it, in terms of the festival circuits, that should not be the dominant factor when it comes to picking movies, releasing movies. There should not be any politics attached to it. Just have good movies. That's it. So, yeah, this whole situation it's just, to me, it's just hilarious because they knew what they were getting into. So they knew, they had to know that this movie was going to stir up a lot of shit. So, and bring up a lot of shit. So, but yeah, that's my thoughts on the People's Joker. You guys let me know, were you guys ever going to see the People's Joker if you guys were at TIFF? And if you saw the movie, I mean, was it good? I mean, was it even all that good? You guys let me know. And yeah, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for my next video on Friday. I'm going to push it to Friday. It actually is kind of like a part 2 to this video. So, but yeah, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.